individuals who are just family individuals. We also service lots of small business owners, and we help them from everything from tax preparation to providing accounting services for them so that they can manage their business finances. We do profitability coaching. We offer CFO services, tax planning. So we're almost that one-stop shop for the small business owners to make sure that they have all their needs covered as they're starting their businesses, growing them, and scaling them and taking them to the next level.
Awesome. Now, Alexis, how was that transition when you left from working for someone to getting into the entrepreneurial space?
It was definitely, challenging for me. One, I started off at a young age in college as an entrepreneur, and, it was fun. It was different then because I didn't have much responsibility. I lived on campus. Everything was covered. But as I stepped in and got a job or whatnot, I really enjoyed my job. I loved it. I loved traveling. I loved the mission. I loved the work I was doing for the federal government. But there was always this passion about doing taxes. You work seasonally, you make money, and, you're helping people. But as I grew older, and things started changing, I started, learning more about business owners and the opportunities for entrepreneurship. And I started to see like people needed more than just taxes. And I wanted to provide that service, but at the same time, I had this, I guess they say, good government job that paid well. I got my paycheck every bi-weekly, and, I was good there. But I always knew there was more. And as I started wanting to climb that ladder in government, it was challenging because I was young and, there were a lot of older people there, and they had this mindset of, oh, well, if you didn't come from corporate America, an accounting job, you don't know X, Y, and Z. So it was really challenging for me to go to the next level there. And I felt like, I plateaued, but I knew I had this business that skies was the limit. I can do what I wanted to do. I can create whatever types of opportunities I wanted to. So I worked with my coach. I set a date of, okay, this is when I'm going to leave. And I wrote it down. I made the vision, wrote the vision out, made it plain and clear, as they said. And I left. And it was very challenging because again, I gave up a consistent paycheck that was, really good. But at the same time, it forced me to really step into the entrepreneur role full-fledged. And it was very challenging because the mindset changed. While people work 9-to-5 jobs, that's a structured mindset. And I brought that mindset over into the entrepreneur space. I would sit at my desk 9 to 5, just working. And, I wouldn't do stuff because I have to work. And gain an entrepreneur mindset is a total different mindset than working a 9 to 5. And it took some time to get there. And now that I passed that part, now is the part of, okay, you can take some time, you can do whatever you want to do, but really structuring your day, setting boundaries so that, you are successful, connecting with people so that you are making those connections, and definitely, having the sales part, because things for me, and I'm still a little nervous to this day, is knowing that I impact people's lives, their families, because they work for me. And, you need the support. You can't do everything on your own, but at the same time, you have to have that balance because, you have that mom that's working for you that has a family and she's depending on you. You have other team members and they're depending on you for their livelihood and survival. So it comes with a lot of challenges. It's not easy, but it's definitely a rewarding experience if it's done the right way.
I think you hit on something really good, Alexis, and that was the entrepreneurial mindset. We definitely, we have a cohort where we basically explore, well, help you start a business from A to Z. But mindset is definitely one of those modules, because when you're coming from either corporate, federal, wherever you come from, you know, it's very easy to say I'm working for someone else. You're on their schedule. But when you have to shift to that entrepreneurial mindset, it's a thing. And so what helped you actually shift to that entrepreneurial mindset? And I'm hearing, I heard you say, you're a little still, what makes you nervous about, people actually depending on you. That's one thing. But what actually helped you shift to that entrepreneurial mindset?
Well, definitely for me, what helped most was having a coach. I had to invest in a coach that I meet with bi-weekly, have access to 24/7, because I had that partner who went through that journey before, and they were there to guide me and lead me. And I chuckle about it now because I thought I got to a point, during the journey, I was like, I don't need you anymore. I got this. And I found myself kind of slipping backwards. And I was like, nope, I'm not, I still need you. So I just connected with a coach. I needed someone who has done this, who's taken this walk before. So I invested in a coach where I knew that I made a large investment. I was going to show up. And, because I wanted the return on my investment. But as the levels go, you probably won't be with the same person forever. But as you get to the next level, there's a coach for that next level, and you just need to stay coached up. Also, I have accountability partners that help, and just other communities that I stay connected with like-minded entrepreneurs, because a lot of times, your inner circle, your friends may not be doing what you're doing, and they can't provide that support. So you have to stay connected with, people that you can go to who are doing the same thing that you're doing, walking that entrepreneurial journey, so that you all can, glean off of each other and support one another.
Absolutely, Alexis. So, I'm so glad you mentioned that. I think it's very important to realize, having a support system, having a network, and having someone as a mentor or an accountability or a coach is definitely an added value when you're doing entrepreneurship. What I find is that entrepreneurs who typically are on these islands by themselves, they just do not do well. So, I always say, entrepreneurship is difficult. So definitely you do not want to be on an island by yourself in doing that. Now tell me this. You mentioned something about basically how you were trying to get another or reach another level within your corporate space or federal space before you shifted completely to entrepreneurship full time. One, because the ceiling was something that didn't exist where entrepreneurship, was. Now expand upon that, that particular statement. So you knew that you had the ability to earn way more, do way more, impact more in going into the entrepreneurship space. And why is that important as we are talking about women, wealth, and entrepreneurship?
Well, it's definitely important because, with jobs, and it really depends on the job you have. Now, if you're a sales consultant and you have a high product that you're selling, you know, you have the flexibility